If you have risk as a business owner, have a lot of dough, have a huge tax liability, an 831B captive insurance company may potentially be for you. Hey there, my name is Kenner French. I'm with vastsolutionsgroup.com. You've visited your Unlocking Business Secrets here with the Vast Vault, where we talk about ways to help entrepreneurs, usually solopreneurs. Yep, I'm with vastsolutionsgroup.com. Been around since 1969. No, I have not been around since 1969, but I've been at the company since 06. And really, here we're going to be talking about captive insurance companies, specifically the 831B micro captive that probably, if you're a well-heeled investor, you've been hearing a lot about. Really, they're now emerging as kind of a potent tool for business owners and really who are seeking to protect their assets. There's a lot of risk at play, and also lowering taxes. Through these very specialized insurance companies, business owners can gain a huge amount of benefits, including, customized coverages for insurance, enhancing risk management, and as I mentioned, lowering tax liability to a huge extent. Now, before getting into the basics of, and the added value elements of captive insurance companies, or again, 831B, why don't we go into some of the specifics of really the history of the 831B world? Captive insurance companies, they've been around since the mid-century of 2000 and, of the 20th century, but it really wasn't until the late 20th century that the 831B tax election offered by Congress really made sense, really came into prominence. In 86, the U.S. Congress introduced the Section 831B portion of the IRS code, again, aimed at providing small and mid-sized companies finally the opportunity to insure, self-insure really themselves, which makes it huge. And the efficacy, let's talk about the efficacy of lowering taxes as it relates to 831Bs. They're totally proving to be successful in lowering taxes for entrepreneurs. The primary tax advantage of as they call it, micro captive is the ability to deduct the premiums paid to the captive as an ordinary business expense, while the captive itself can exclude up to, depending on the circumstance, 2.3 million, maybe even more, depending on what the IRS puts as a maximum. The result is really a significant reduction in the overall tax liability of the business, and then again, obviously, the insurance company. So under the 831B code, captive insurance companies are taxed only on their investment income, not the premiums they receive. So let's say someone writes a check for $1 million, you don't pay, you don't have to worry about anything on the tax side. You just have to worry about the investment income. So this, even more so incentivizes business owners to accumulate wealth within the captive itself. So now then, what's the benefit of an 831B? In minute detail, a little bit more minute detail, but if you're looking into, minimize your risk exposure and minimize taxes, let's say you're paying, hopefully for this market, no one's paying $300,000 in taxes, but these are great instruments for potentially lowering taxes, again, minimizing risk. But again, by the way, as I mentioned, all these things, all these elements, really these services, these specifics of even captives or anything we talk about, we always say go back to your advisor, make sure that you're not just doing something based on a podcast, because every situation is different for every specific person. So why don't we get in the benefits of 831Bs? It's customized coverage, as I mentioned. It's a captive insurance company can create policies specifically tailored to the unique needs and risks of the quote parent company, offering huge coverage that's might not be available in the traditional insurance market. Also, you get enhanced risk management, and really by establishing a captive, business owners can take kind of a more proactive approach to risk management, identifying potential risks and mitigating them through, again, customized insurance policies and therefore loss control measures potentially. And a big one also is asset protection. We work with a number of asset protection attorneys. We have people in-house who sometimes use these captives as, very specific instruments to helping with asset protection, because they can help shield business assets from potential lawsuits and even creditor claims, providing for, just one more additional level of security. Cost savings. Sometimes by insuring through a captive, businesses can reduce insurance costs and avoid certain taxes and fees, and potentially even negotiate better terms with third-party insurers because there's a captive in place. And again, here we're talking about taxes. And by the way, the first thing we don't talk about would be taxes in any of our consultation. Really, it's the benefits that are kind of a side element to the business, in this case, risk. The most important thing is risk mitigation, and then secondarily would be the tax mitigation procedures that are availed to a business owner in this case. So again, 831Bs, they provide substantial tax savings, enabling business owners to lower their tax liability in many cases. Now, as I mentioned, the customization of 831B captives, that's one of the most appealing elements because you can really customize to meet a specific need of a business owner, and entrepreneurs can create really, I guess, quote, bespoke policies to address unique risks and exposures faced by their businesses, where again, out in the marketplace, the traditional marketplace, they might not be able to be had in that regard. Why should a business owner consider an 831B? It's really been outlined here, but really 831B company, it's a powerful tool for business owners seeking to enhance their risk management profile, lower taxes, protect their assets. By putting together a micro captive, entrepreneurs can gain access to customized insurance solutions, better control their overall risk management, and enjoy significant tax benefits. Now, if you have any questions, hey, we're obviously here to help you. We do these. We're considered, if we don't know everything, by the way, but if we need to get some help outside, we have it. We are construed as, captive experts. Luckily, since being around for all these years, we've gained a certain expertise in, tax, finance, and artificial intelligence. Under the finance part of that would be, captives. We've helped some clients save a lot of money legally, also help them again legally, minimize their risk based on many things. But really, captives are kind of one of the bigger things, one of the bigger elements to helping a business owner who's very well heeled, who needs a little bit of tax reduction, and also, again, more importantly, really the risk mitigation. So if you have any questions, go to your advisor. They will know, professional advisor, they will know kind of your specific situation. Or if they don't understand captives or 831Bs, please feel free to come to us. We're more than happy to help business owners. That's how we've gotten 983 clients, and plus another 600 through a small service we do. So we're doing something right, and hopefully we can help you in some way if you have any questions about captives or what have you. Once again, my name is Kenner French, vastsolutionsgroup.com. I'm one click away at vastsolutionsgroup.com if you need any help. Thanks. It's been a pleasure.